Yup. Steve Rogers is back as Captain America in the latest trailer that was leaked for Avengers Doomsday. Now it's pretty obvious that Cap is going to be back. I'm not surprised he's back. What's more surprising than Cap being back as Captain America? Oh my god, excuse me. Is people being surprised that he's back. They're bringing back Magneto. They're bringing back Professor Trolls. Um, Ronnie Downey Jr. came back to play Doctor Doom. Logan came back to play Wolverine. The thing is, I don't think any character is ever gone forever. The big question I have is Chris Evans here to stay as Captain America? Um, if I had to put my money on it, I would say yeah. I think he's probably going to be back to stay, at least for more than one movie. I'm 90% sure he's going to be in Secret Wars, and he probably might just be in something else. The thing is, I don't think he's going. I think they're going to do this thing where there's two Caps instead of just having Chris Evans as Captain America. Um, and I've seen a lot of people kind of disappointed he's back. I don't see how or why people are disappointed he's back. Um, they gave Sam Wilson a shot at Captain America. They gave him two projects, and both of them failed financially. Captain America: Brave New World was a flop, a huge one at that, and the Falcon and Winter Soldier was a flop. Both of these things nobody watched. They gave him a fair shot, um, and now they got to bring back the goat. Obviously, my favorite Cap. He was my favorite character in the MCU. Uh, yeah, I love Cap. I'm glad he's back. Thing is, this is a desperate move. This is a desperate move. I do agree with that. That this is desperate. This is trying to get nostalgia bait because I don't watch Marvel anymore. I used to be. I mean, obviously, after Endgame, I gave it a fair shot. You know, I watched Shang Chi. I love No Way Home. I love Deadpool, Wolverine, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and that's about it. I gave Shang Chi a try. I didn't like it. I gave Loki a try. I couldn't finish it. I gave Quantum. I didn't like Ant Man. I didn't watch Hawkeye, and there were so many projects I just stopped watching. I didn't watch WandaVision. I didn't watch Thunderbolts. I didn't watch Loki. Not Loki. What's it called? I didn't watch Eternals either. The thing is, they're bringing back these characters because they've had 6 years to create new characters, and the thing is, they failed. At every turn, they failed. The new Black Panther, and no one likes her over T'Challa. They don't like the new Hawkeye. People don't like She-Hulk over Hulk. They don't like Ironheart over Iron Man. Sam Wilson has not done a good job as Captain America, and now they're desperate. You know, they spent 6 years, and people are not rocking with the characters as they did with the first Avengers. In my opinion, I think going for a second Avengers was a terrible, terrible move. After Iron Man died, after Captain America left, after Black Widow died, after they got rid of Savage Hulk, I would have just went on to X Men. I would have got there would never be an Avengers until like 20 years from now, and I would have moved on to X Men. But they were so high on their own product that they thought they were too big to fail, and now they've had so many Marvel flops that have happened. No one loves these characters, and you've seen no one likes these characters as much as they did with the OG. Like who? There's no backbone of the MCU right now. There's no backbone. People back in the day, Tony Stark was the backbone of the MCU. I'll agree with that. I'll agree with that. But Tony Stark was Cap, Thor. I'm not even gonna say Hulk. I didn't. I mean, I like Hulk. I didn't like Bruce Banner that much. Actually, Hulk was very good all the way up until Infinity War. I loved Hulk until Infinity War. But WandaVision, Vision, Hawkeye, the OG original cast of the Avengers that was in New York, that was that was so good. We don't have that now. We don't even have a Hulk. They're trying to make an Avengers, a new Avengers, and we don't even have a Hulk. Thor has become a joke. They laughed at him. He can't even use his hammer anymore. His hammer got taken away from him. Um, which is kind of weird. Like they had this whole arc about him being more confident in himself. And he's always doing this. He went through this in the first Thor, he went through this in Ragnarok, he went through this in Love and Thunder. You would think at some point that he would gain that conscience. Same thing with the Guardians of the Galaxy. That doesn't exist anymore either. Peter Quill will return. We do know that. They said that at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy 3. And I'm pretty excited. I think Peter Quill, I love Peter Quill as a character. I think he can hold his own in his own movie next to some other characters. Even with the new Guardians of the Galaxy cast. See, that's fine. The Guardians of the Galaxy, what they did, now they have a new Guardians of the Galaxy. That's fine. Because they replaced characters with characters that people like. I don't remember exactly what it is, but it's Rocket, Groot, Adam Warlock, and I think Cosmo. And I think Mantis is there. But regardless, they didn't replace characters that we didn't like. With Avengers After Avengers Endgame, they replaced characters that they didn't even know we were like. They just threw shit at the wall and was hopefully something would stick. And none of it did. I will confidently say right now that no character after Endgame has had the effect, aura, confidence, leadership as Captain America, as Iron Man. They don't have that. I don't even know, like, I've seen Brave New World. I didn't see Brave New World, but I've seen shit of it. I didn't watch it because it just it just didn't feel. The truth is, like, I don't think Samus is not Captain America. I don't know why they did that. That was not a good idea to do in the first place. And a lot of people hate this take, but you can't just give someone a costume and it's now them. You can't put a scar on someone's forehead and now they're Harry Potter. You can't put on clown makeup and become the Joker. You can't put on Tony Stark's suit and become Iron Man. That you can't do that. You can't put on T'Challa's armor and become Black Panther. These characters are who they are because that's what characters are. Like like the big Miles Morales is Miles Morales. I like Miles Morales. I like his movies. And I have nothing against him when I say like he's not Spider Man because he's not. That's Peter Parker. That goes for any character. When you create a character from scratch and someone you liked and you thought a lot about, you don't want to take that identity away and just give it to someone else. But thing is with Captain, this is that was sidetracked, but Captain America coming back to Doomsday. Chris Evans is back. Um, I will watch Doomsday. I will. One, I'm very interested to see how good Ronnie Downey Jr. is as Doctor Doom. Chris Evans is my favorite MCU character. I'm very curious what they do with him. I really hope that when Chris Evans come back, they don't try to humiliate him. I don't want like Chris Evans coming back and they say Sam Wilson did a better job than you ever did as Cap. If they say anything along their lines of that, this movie will be terrible. Captain America, all the way up until Endgame, was an amazing character, a leader, everything. He was literally the embodiment of Captain America. I think they did an S tier job as Captain America. He was literally one of the selfless people. Um, he was just a leader. He was just someone you would follow. Um, I'm very curious to see what they do with Hulk. I I'm like I think Hulk is in it. I don't really know. I'm I'm pretty sure he is. Thor. I'm really curious what happens with the OG cast because this is another event movie where after 6 years it all built it up to this, and I'm very curious what happens with Thor because he has not had that good of a rep so far. They made him Fat Thor. Then he got cucked by his own hammer. I don't. Love and Thunder was a joke. So I'm really curious what they do with him. I'm really curious what they do with Doctor Strange. And the thing is, I'm gonna watch this because I care for the characters that I used to care for that are going to be in here. I don't really care for Shang-Chi, Yelena. Who else? She-Hulk. I don't care for these characters. I really don't. They could all die, and I wouldn't lose sleep. But if Captain America comes into the film just to get fucking bodied, oh, I'm gonna be disappointed. If Strange gets bodied, if um, if Thor gets bodied, if they're just gonna kill all the characters that made me love Marvel, I'm gonna be disappointed. Just straight up disappointed. And then they're gonna have like what Yelena, Kate Bishop, and fucking and Sam Wilson go fight Doomsday, and they're gonna win by themselves. All right, we'll see though. But peace. I seen the video and goodbye.